Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to American Basketball Association action as your Herkimer Originals host the Rochester Royal Ballers right here from the Herkimer College Gymnasium. So your Originals enter tonight's game at 7-4. They are in third place in the ABA East White Division. They are 2-2 at home and they are 5-2 on the road. They have certainly been road warriors this season. Making it even better for the Originals, they are on a 2-game winning streak. Last week, on January 18th, they defeated the Albany 518 Ballers 138-99 with newcomer Luke Van Slyke scoring 33 in that game. Luke, by the way, is a local guy. He hails from Canajoharie, New York, right down the road here. And then the week before that, on January 5th, the Originals got a forfeit win against the Connecticut Surge. So that means a 2-game winning streak for the Originals. However, their last defeat did come at the hands of the Rochester Royal Ballers. That was up at Beekman's Gym on January 4th. It was a close game as the Royal Ballers just edged the Originals 103-100. So tonight is going to be something of a revenge game for the Originals. They're certainly going to want to be able to even the score here against the visiting Rochester Royals tonight. Speaking of the Royal Ballers, they are 1-5 overall this season, of course, with that one win coming against the Originals. And so here we go. The Originals are looking to finish strong here coming down the season. So they got one game left on the road. That's next week. I believe that's at Saratoga. And then the Originals close out the regular season with a 4-game homestand, all on Saturdays, the 1st, the 8th, the 15th, and the 22nd, as they continue their drive to enter the playoffs and make the Herkimer area proud. It looks like we are just about getting ready for tip-off here, as this crowd is really excited here tonight to see some Originals basketball, as are we. So I got my buddy right here, right next to me, Tanner Jakeways. It's good to see him. He doesn't have a microphone. You know, I haven't seen him since he's been at college. He's a Hobart College guy. Out there, he's a football player, academic extraordinaire, and just a good guy all around. So, good to have him back. And it looks like the opening handshakes are done. It looks like we're getting ready for some basketball, and here comes the tip-off, and there you go. Trent Abson wins it right to Lavoie Leggett, and right off the bat, slam dunk, 2 points, 4 seconds in. And the Herkimer Originals are off and running. Here come the Royal Ballers back up the court. That's George Graham. He is out of bounds. Let's see, what's the call going to be here? And it looks like the Royal Ballers are going to maintain possession. And that they do. So that's Giovanni Brown up at the top of the key. He takes a three-pointer. It is in and out. Rebound down low. That's Breeze Williams who lost control, and here come the Originals. That's Chris Gilks. There's Lavoie Leggett, and from way downtown, off the inside of the rim, and a no-go as the Royal Ballers come up with the rebound. They push the ball back up the court, and here they are in the Original zone. That is Zach Scott, takes a three-point shot, and it does not go. And there he is, Luke Van Slyke with the rebound. Chris Gilks bringing the ball up the court. Whoa, almost a turnover there. Nonetheless, that's Gilbert down low to Lavoie. Oh, just off his hands and out of bounds. Royal Ballers are going to take possession. And that's Giovanni Brown. It looks like inbounding. Kind of hard to see around. Obstructed view right now, but that's okay. There we go. All right. That's Jason Hawks got control of the ball up at the top of the key. The Royal Ballers move around the perimeter. There's a long three-pointer. And that is good. I'll figure out who that is in just a second. I've got to be able to see his numbers. I believe that was Giovanni Brown. So here we go. Chris Gilks setting up the play, directing traffic out there as a great point guard does. There's Marquise Gilbert up at the top of the three-point line. Generals taking their time. There's Trent Adamson, and it just rolls out. Rebound, though, the big guy, Luke Van Slyke, blocked once, gets his own rebound, battles back in, and draws a foul. So Luke Van Slyke, all 6'8" of them, is going to be going to the free throw line. And let me see, I think I got some, don't quite have any numbers on him yet. I did a little bit of research on the ABA site, but he's only got 2 games in, so the stats really aren't entered in for him yet. But I can tell you he's 1 for 1 from the free throw line tonight as he sinks his first one to tie the game up at 3 here with 10:27 left in the first period. And there's the second shot, good as gold. As the Originals take a 4-3 lead. I'm looking at the scoreboard. It says Generals, so a Little slip there. And they're going to call a travel there on the Royal Ballers, so the Originals will take possession back. And here comes Chris Gilks, hands over to Marquise Gilbert. Around the top over to Lavoy Leggett, back to Gilbert down low. Oh, this is really good ball movement here by the Originals. Leggett's shot just misses, and the Ballers come up with a rebound. Gilks almost got the turnover there, but nonetheless, a nice driving play there by George Graham as the Royal Ballers go up 5-4. The Originals looking to slow it down a little bit and set the play up. That's Leggett down in the paint. Kicks it back out to Luke Van Slyke off the front of the rim. Leggett with the rebound. Gilbert over to Gilks. Another three-point attempt and no go. And the Royal Ballers come down with the rebound. That was Giovanni Brown as he brings the ball up the court. Drives into the lane. And now the Ballers with some ball movement here. Pardon the pun. In and out. Lavoy Leggett with the rebound. And here come the Originals. Marquise Gilbert leading the charge up the court. Little bit of a misfire on that pass there and out of bounds. Well, I tell you, the sports world had a tragic loss as Bob Uecker, Mr. Baseball, passed away the other day, so I can't help but think of that every time I see a little bit of a misfire. Can't help but say just a little bit outside. Rest in peace, Mr. Baseball. And back to basketball here as the Royal Ballers have possession in the Originals' end. Down low, a spin move there by Breeze Williams. Extends the Royal Ballers' lead to 7-4. Gilbert over to Leggett. Down low to Van Slyke, a little touch pass there. Trent Adamson drives it in and out. Boy, the Originals just can't get a break at the rim so far tonight. 8:44 left. Royal Ballers lead 7-4. That's from way downtown. That was from almost by Luke Van Slyke's hometown, Canajoharie. As the Originals now drive. That's Chris Wilkes driving into the paint. Looking down low, he found Van Slyke, and no go on the backhanded layup attempt. Kicks out, can't see who that was. That was Marquise Gilbert from downtown, 3 points. And we have got a tied game here at 7. Heads up play by Gilks. And I thought he was going to take that three-pointer again. And the Originals maintain possession. They set up in the Royal Ballers' end. That's Marquise Gilbert. He drives into the lane. Got a double team going on. Works his way out of it. Nice ball control right there. In and out, but Trent Adamson with the rebound. Kicks it back out to Gilbert. He takes the shot, and good as gold. That's a three-pointer as now, but that red light is on. That meant an extra point. That was a 4-point play. So the action right here in front of us. And I think possession is going to stay with the Royal Ballers. As I didn't even see that red light on. Boy, I tell you, when that red light gets on, things get crazy around here because everything's an extra point. That's one of the things that makes the ABA so fun. But we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we will be right back.
Planning meals, staying on budget, and keeping everyone fed? Don't worry, you've got this in the bag. With My Hannaford Rewards, great store brands, and weekly deals, you'll save big every time you shop. Hannaford Supermarkets.
Okay, and we are back. 7:43 left in the first quarter. Originals now lead 7-4. They were down they're up 11-7. They were down 7-4, but they're on a 7-0 run here as the Royal Ballers take possession. The whistle is blown, and here we go. Back to basketball action as the Ballers come into the Original zone. That's George Graham. Down low, kicks it out to Giovanni Brown. Giovanni, a little head fake there. Double team on him. He kicks it back out down low. Quite tell who that is. Hard to see around. Regardless, it went out of bounds, and it is now the Originals' ball. This is a great vantage point, but that's the problem with being down low on the court. Sometimes your view gets a little obstructed, but that's okay. We're having fun all the same. And here come your Originals. Like I said, they're on a 7-0 run. That's Van Slyke down in the paint, powering his way through. One block, but he gets his own rebound. Gilbert over to Lavoy Leggett. Well, he's quick, isn't he? That was tipped, but the Originals, it's a little scramble, and the Ballers come away with it. And whoa, Giovanni Brown with the layup. Luke Van Slyke almost got back to block that, but just about a second late as the Originals bring the ball into the Royal Ballers' end. And here we go. Gilbert downloaded to Van Slyke. Van Slyke looking for a pass. Oh, Lavoie Leggett was wide open. Gilbert, Van Slyke moving the ball around really good here, but just missed on the pass off the fingertips of Chris Gilks, and the Royal Ballers will take possession. And here comes Giovanni Brown, passes off over to his team. I believe that's Breeze. No, I'm sorry, that's Rodney Johnson. I just got the rosters just before the game, so I'm still getting acclimated. Sorry, folks. As the Ballers now looking for the man down low. That's Zach Scott. First time we're calling his name tonight. Rodney Johnson drives down low, but over to George Graham for the layup. And guess what, folks? We have got a tie ball game again. As the Originals bring the ball up the court, that's Marquise Gilbert. And we got a game here tonight. Chris Gilks down low to Trent Adamson. Tipped, but Gilbert wisely grabs the ball back. Passes over to Gilks. He wanted that three-pointer. Instead, drives down low to the big guy, Luke Van Slyke. He lays it in for two. 5:52 left in the first quarter. Originals lead 13-11 is now. Here comes that trademark pressure from the Originals. The Ballers break it this time, but looks like there was a foul down low. I think they're going to be calling something on Luke Van Slyke here. Hard to tell what the call was. And so we're going to have a substitution here. So Van Slyke's going to come out for a little bit, and Josh Ernst is taking his place. As the Ballers have control of the ball underneath the basket. Long little alley-oop pass all the way out to the top there. And it's Rodney Johnson over to George Graham. George Graham drives the lane, lays it in. A little contact down low, incidental. And it falls anyway, and we are tied up at 13 with 5:25 left in the first quarter. Chris Gilks brings the ball up the court. He's at the top of the three-point line. Over to Ernst, back to Gilks, back to Ernst. Oh, pass back and forth. Long-range three-point shot from Chris Gilks. That's going to put the Originals up by 3, 16-13 here as the Ballers take over possession, and here they come. A lot of pressure now from the Originals. That's what they do, I tell you. If you watch Herkimer Originals basketball, that is their trademark. That full court pressure just stifles offenses, and it throws them off the rhythm just like it did there. And now here comes Marquise Gilbert. Backhand pass over to Lavoie Leggett. Leggett looking for an open shot. He takes it from the left side, in, out, and out. Royal Ballers take over. And here they come up the court. No pressure that time from the Originals. Oh, they're going to call a block on Lavoie Leggett. And he said he didn't have his feet planted. It was a close call, but nonetheless, it goes against the Originals. And it looks like we're going to have some substitutions here. Ricky Bullock's coming in for Marquise Gilbert. I tell you, the Originals have a really deep bench, and I think that's what allows them to do so much pressure like they do, because they really do have an advantage as they can keep their players fresh like that. And it looks like George Graham has come out for the Royal Ballers. I believe it was Amos Williams that came in for him. There's a hard pass down low. Kicks back out to the newcomer, Amos Williams, off the rim, but the rebound right there and back in for Zach Scott. 16-15 with 4:23 left in the first quarter as the Originals take over, and they cross the half-court line. Chris Gilks thought about it again, but he's got a wide-open Josh Ernst. A little contact down low, no call. Back over to Gilks up at the top of the three-point line. He's looking for an open guy there. He found Trent Adamson for a turnaround jumper from the top of the key, and good. 18-15, Originals lead. 3:58 left in the first quarter. As Ricky Bullock providing all kinds of pressure for the Originals. But the Ballers break it, and they get into the zone. There's Zach Scott again with a jump shot from the top of the key, and no good. Chris Gilks with the rebound, and he brings the ball back up court. A lot of action now. Chris Gilks going to drive the lane himself. Just missed Lavoie Leggett on the pass. Ball goes out of bounds. And speaking of ball, Rochester Royal Ballers take over. And I think we're going to have a commercial break, so we're going to have a word from our sponsor, and we will be right back.
Tonight's first quarter is being sponsored by the Norelli Family Foundation, which is a charitable foundation based in Central Florida. The foundation was established in December of 2013 and is a not-for-profit organization. The Norelli Family Foundation's primary focus is all about kids. The foundation also supports a wide range of social, human services, and other charitable purposes. When you contact them, tell them the Herkimer Originals sent you. For more information, please visit NorelliFamilyFoundation.org.
Okay, and we're back. Still in a little bit of a media break, but you know what? We like talking to you, so we are back. You know, and you heard about the Norelli Family Foundation. Joe Norelli is actually on the celebrity roster here for the Herkimer Originals. He's not here tonight, but I'll tell you, Joe is just a fun guy to be around, and we hope to see him when we come back here at Herkimer College in February. And it looks like we are going to be back to action here as the players take the court. And it looks like, yeah, it's going to be Royal Ballers ball in their end as they inbound. And here we go. No pressure this time from the Originals as Rodney Johnson passes off over to, in and out. And Van Slyke with the rebound. Now the Ballers with a little bit of pressure of their own. But the Originals break it over to Bullock. He passes down low. Can't quite tell who's over there. I know that's Luke Van Slyke right now, muscling his way in and out off the back of the rim. Ballers take over. 18-15, 3:11 left in the first quarter. As here comes Zach Scott. He pulls up at the three-point line. Passes over to Jason Hawks, and the Ballers just moving the ball right around the perimeter right now. Hawks grabs it at the top of the key. He's double-teamed. Kicks it back over. That's Zach Scott that's got the ball right now. Down low in the corner, that's Amos Williams, and a missed pass right there as Chris Gilks intercepts it. And here they come. Here come the Originals. Gilks, Adamson, and no-go. Adamson with his own rebound puts it back, and the Originals go up 20-15. 2:37 left here in the first quarter, as we have had a tight one so far. And that is Giovanni Brown driving the rim. Kicks it back out over. I can't quite tell who that is. That's a three-pointer from Zach Scott. So he gets the Ballers back within two here. As Randy Bullock brings the ball up the court. Ricky Bullock. Down low over to Gilks from way downtown. And there it is. Boy, I tell you might as well call him Mr. Three-Point Land. That's been Chris Gilks' home tonight. 2 minutes left here in the first quarter. 23-18 Originals. As the Ballers enter the Original zone. Down low, intercepted by Boy. What a ball of energy there. What a play. As Ricky drives the lane himself, falls down. Boy, they're going to call a travel there, but boy, it looked like he was awful still down there on the floor. Originals coach Waller having a discussion with the officials about it. It's all for naught, I believe, is they're not going to change their minds. Referees usually don't. So the Royal Ballers will be taking over with 1:45 left here in the first quarter as they come up the court. And there's a whistle. There's still quite a discussion going on over here by the Originals bench. So, and I believe there's been a technical called here. It was Lavoy Leggett was just hit with a technical, a little bit of an animated discussion here along the sidelines, and it's going to result in the Royal Ballers getting some free throws here as George Graham sinks the first one, make it 23-19. Still a bit of a discussion going on about that call. As Graham hits both of those free throws, and the Ballers are going to get possession. So it looks like cooler heads might be prevailing here, and we're back to basketball. All right, so here we go. And the Ballers moving around the top of the three-point line. And it's Rodney Johnson, who's looking to drive the lane. Had nothing there, though. Nice defense by the Originals. Back out to Johnson. Little head fake there by Rodney Johnson. Over to Amos Williams. Amos Williams over to, hard to tell who that was, but he missed. And now Ricky Bullock driving the ball up the court. Here he comes. Tried to go down low to Josh Ernst. And who's that? It's going to maintain. The Herkimer Originals are going to maintain possession here in the Royal Ballers' end. So that's going to be Terrence Nichols on the inbound down underneath the hoop. Kicks it over Ernst. Long range shot, and there you go. I'm sorry, that was Luke Van Slyke. The guy can do it all. Three-pointer there. 1 minute left in the first quarter. Turnover down low, but there's a call. So you got 59.8 seconds left here in the first quarter. The Originals lead 26-20. The call is going against the Originals, as the Ballers will have possession of the ball in the Originals' end. They'll inbound from underneath the hoop. And there's Amos Williams. As he passes over to, I want to say that's, okay, now we got, it's George Graham. Like I said, I'm sorry I didn't get the rosters until just before game time here, so I didn't quite get a chance to memorize them. There's Rodney Johnson in and out. There's a scramble for the ball. Josh Ernst grabs the throw by the Originals bench, and here we go. Amos Williams tried to grab it from behind with a clever steal, but unfortunately for him, he made contact with, well, I'm sorry, that was Luke Van Slyke, perhaps? Again, it was a little bit of an obstructed view, so it was kind of tough to tell. I'm sorry. But at any rate, 33.3 seconds left in the first quarter. Originals keep possession of the ball in the Royal Ballers' end. And it looks like that's going to be Ricky Bullock on the inbound. Over on the left side here in front of the Royal Ballers' bench. Over to Terrence Nichols. As Terrence Nichols, what's at the half-court line? Almost a misfire, and there it was. Okay, turnover as the Royal Ballers driving down the lane. That was George Graham. As he went in hard, it looked like he was fouled on the way in. But he was not in the act of shooting, so it is not a shooting foul. However, the Ballers will maintain possession. As that's Breeze Williams from way downtown, no go. And the Originals rebound, and here we go. 9 seconds left as Ricky Bullock drives the lane. Lost possession of the ball, 4-3 to... Are they going to get a shot in time? Doesn't look like it. And that is going to be the end of the first quarter as the Herkimer Originals lead the Rochester Royal Ballers 26-20. We are going to go to a commercial break, and we will be right back.
If I knew then what I know now, what would I do differently, right? Probably not much.
Hindsight is about nostalgia. Hindsight is 20/20, and it's what you could have done, what you might have done, perhaps what you should have done.
With those you love, or with just friends, or people that you barely know and you're getting to know.
Okay, and we are going to be set for the start of the second quarter here momentarily. As the Herkimer Originals lead 26-20. And as I mentioned in the pregame, this really is something of a revenge game for the Originals, as a couple weeks ago the Rochester Royal Ballers did defeat them for their only win of the season. But I'll tell you, watching this Royal Ballers team, you would never guess they only got one win. They're playing really hard tonight and staying with them as long as they can. So here we go as the Originals take over, and let's see what they can do. Ricky Bullock moving the ball around the top. That's Caden Adamson. Over to Luke Van Slyke from way downtown off the rim and out. And the rebound is gathered up by Rochester, and here they come. As they cross the line, that is Giovanni Brown over to Zach Scott with a front of the rim shot. It did not go. And here comes Ricky Bullock back up the court. Pulls up for a three-pointer. In and out. Battle down low. Let's see what they're going to call here. It's going to be Herkimer Originals ball. They will maintain possession. So the Originals up 6, looking to add more as Ricky Bullock inbounds from the baseline. A little give and go there with Luke Van Slyke. And it's Terrence Nichols up at the top of the three-point line over to Caden Adamson. Over to Josh Ernst, who drives the net, pulls up. He was fouled in the act of shooting. It looks like he's going to go to the line for 2. So Josh Ernst is going to get a couple of free throws here, looking to extend that Herkimer Originals lead. And the first shot is off the front of the rim and out. But because he was fouled in the act of shooting, he's going to get 2. And there's the second one around the world on the rim and out. But the Originals grab the rebound. Kind of hard to tell what that call was, because, I mean, Van Slyke grabbed up the rebound and it was knocked out of his hands, but okay, we play on. And there's the Royal Ballers in the Originals end now. Ricky Bullock with a hustle play there, almost created a turnover. That's Giovanni Brown over 2, and that is a three-point shot. So a much-needed three-pointer there for Rochester as they pull within 3. It's 26-23 with 10:52 left here in the second quarter. Ricky Bullock, a lot of pressure on him, but he breaks it. Wow. And they're going to call a charge on Ricky Bullock. Wow. Okay, so the Originals are up by 3 with 10:44 left in the first half. Looks like they have some substitutions here. Chris Gilks is coming back into the game. Trent Adamson's back in. Lavoy Leggett's back in. And Marquise Gilbert is back in. So pretty much almost like hockey, almost an entire line change there. As the Ballers take over, they cross half court and they are into the Originals' end. And that's Giovanni Brown looking to work his way, a little one-hand floater and in. So the Royal Ballers have pulled within 1 here in the second quarter with 10:26 left. As Marquise Gilbert, they're going to call the foul there on the Rochester Royal Ballers. It was not a shooting foul, however, the Originals will take it. Gilbert inbounds to Gilks, back to Gilbert. A little give and go there. As Gilbert's out near the half-court line. There he is. He drives the lane over to Van Slyke, a little floater, and that is in. The Originals go back up by 3. 28-25 here with 10:04 left in the first half. As Giovanni Brown looking to drive in. There's a whistle. And they're going to call it against Marquise Gilbert. So again, not a shooting foul. So the Royal Ballers will maintain possession, however. And that's Giovanni Brown taking the long three-point shot off the back of the rim and out. And it looks like there was a foul on that rebound attempt. Let's see what they're going to call here as the ref. All right, so Rochester is going to maintain possession here. Brown inbounds over to Zach Scott. Zach Scott out near the half-court line, looking to set up. This little pick attempt there by Breeze Williams. And here's Jason Hawks over to George Graham, who looked for the three-pointer. Wasn't there, so he drives the lane instead. Rejected by Chris Gilks. Long outlet pass to Lavoy Leggett. Lavoy was fouled on his way in. So that's the thing about the basketball. You know, it can turn on a dime like that. And you know what? The Originals, with a lot of athleticism out there on the court, making it happen. So Lavoy Leggett's going to the line here with the Originals up by 3. 9:30 left in the first half. And let's see, I got some numbers here for Lavoy. Came into this game shooting 79% from the free throw line. And he'll get another attempt here in just a second as the Royal Ballers make a couple of substitutions. Like I pointed out, the Originals have a much deeper bench than the Royal Ballers, so the Originals can play with some pace. They should be able to wear them out by the end of the game. Lavoy sinks that second one, so now Herkimer leads 29-25 with 9:26 left in the first half. No setting up there. That was a little English on that ball as Rodney Johnson spins one in off the glass and in. We got a 2-point game here, folks, as Marquise Gilbert brings the ball across half court into the Royal Ballers' end. Looking for an open man. Down low, he finds him, Chris Gilks. Back down low to Lavoy Leggett. Nice little pass down there. The view is blocked by the referee. Can't quite see what's going on. That was quite a collision there. No call. Hope Lavoy's all right. Well, there was a call there, so as Giovanni Brown drives the lane, the official said he was fouled on the way in, and he's going to go to the line for one. If he sinks this one, Rochester is going to take the lead. That's Giovanni Brown at the line. Looks like Lavoie's okay. He's up, he's walking around. He's not happy about that collision down low, as there was no call on it. So this is a pivotal free throw right here for the Rochester Royal Ballers, as we got a tie game right now, 29 apiece. 8:53 left in the first half. And nothing but net, so Rochester takes the lead, 30-29. As Marquise Gilbert brings the ball up across half court, they're into the Rochester end, and they're looking to set up. Luke Van Slyke trying to set a little bit of a pick, got enough room open for him for Marquise to go in with a nice backhand layup. Originals take the lead back, 31-30. The Royal Ballers are right back down the court. Wait, see. All right, so a turnover down low. The Originals will take back over as Marquise Brown brings ball up, long outlet pass over to Lavoie Leggett. And Lavoie takes a look around, decides what he, that was a nice little touch pass underneath over to Chris Gilks. Battling down low, the Originals are. Back up, no go. The Royal Ballers take over. And that's Rodney Johnson over to Giovanni Brown for the lay-in. And now Rochester back up by one. Fast-paced action here is Lavoie Leggett. Yeah, there was contact down there, down low at the corner, and they're going to call that. So Herkimer will maintain possession, as Lavoie Leggett was not in the act of shooting, so we're not going to have a shooting foul here. But now the Rochester Royal Ballers are up by one with 8:02 left in the first half. So we got a little confusion here as if somebody called timeout or not. But they got that all straightened out. We're back to basketball. So Marquise Gilbert, the Originals point guard, looking around for the open man. There it is, all the way over. Chris Gilks from the three-point. I tell you, this guy has just been unbelievable from the three-point line as the Originals are up by two. I'm going to have to find out just how many three-pointers he's got. The Royal Ballers down low. They wanted to call, no call there. Back, ooh, boy. Yeah, that was that looked like a wide receiver going across the middle, going against a defensive back. As George Graham was going in against Luke Van Slyke, and they're going to call it on Van Slyke. And it looks like we're going to have a little bit of a media timeout here, so we are going to go to a break ourselves, and we'll be right back.
Hannaford Supermarkets. Hannaford Supermarkets cares about family, community, quality, and value. Today, they have instilled those values in more than 180 stores, including right here in Herkimer. With over 26,000 associates, their roots are still firmly planted in the Northeast. When you shop Hannaford Supermarkets, tell them the Herkimer Originals sent you.
We are back, and I tell you, folks, we have got ourselves one heck of a game here so far. So to recap, the Herkimer Originals are up by, they're up 34-32. There's 7:33 left here in the first half. And I tell you, this has been run and gun. This has been action-filled so far. If you like fast-paced basketball, I'm going to tell you something. The Herkimer Originals and the American Basketball Association are where it is at. And one thing that has surprised me in all the games that I've done here so far, as far as play-by-play for the Originals, that red light hasn't been on that much, so maybe we'll be seeing that a little bit more with the extra point in play. As the players head back out to the court, we're getting ready for the resumption of basketball activities here. A well-deserved breather for both teams. Okay, so as the end result of all that, Rodney Johnson is at the free throw line. Taking a look here, so the possession arrow is actually for the Rochester Royal Ballers, and I believe this is a nope, they said he was in the act of shooting when he went in, so that's going to be two shots. He makes the first one. So it's a one-point game here. And it remains a one-point game as that free throw is in and out. The Originals with the rebound, and they take over. And that is Terrence Nichols bringing the ball up the court. Brown right there to meet him at the half-court line. He's playing with some intensity. Marquise Gilbert down back low to Trent Adamson, who comes in, just misses on the layup. The Originals trying to corner. Oh, it's off his foot. It's a live ball. Oh, boy. Chris Gilks driving the hoop right there. Take no prisoners style. And there he is. He's at the free throw line for his efforts. And that red light is on. I just mentioned it. The red light is on, so guess what? He gets 3 shots. Three free throws. Wait, say that 5 times fast, huh? I know, I certainly can't. But at any rate, Gilks here makes the first one, and now his team is up by 2 with 7:10 left here in the first half. And if Chris Gilks can sink all 3 of these free throws, it'll give the Originals a little bit of breathing room here. He's 2 for 2. I'll tell you, Chris Gilks, not only has he been just awesome from the three-point line, he's also been awesome for the free throw line. So here we go. He's 83% on the season so far coming in. 3 for 3, just what the Originals needed as they take a 4-point lead here. With 7:08 left in the first half. The Royal Ballers enter it. And they're going to say that went off an Original. So the Royal Ballers are going to maintain possession. And we're going to get a little discussion about the shot clock going on here. So while we're having this discussion, I did a little bit of research, and I don't know for sure if the Rochester Royal Ballers are actually named after the original Rochester team that was named the Royals. But we're going to be resuming basketball activities here in just a second. But I'm going to tell this story in pieces throughout the game because I think it's kind of cool. But at any rate, we're back to basketball. So nobody wants to hear my basketball. Or my stories. We want to hear about basketball. And that's Giovanni Brown over on the right side from a long-range three-point line, off the back of the rim and out. Chris Gilks with the rebound. Some pressure here from the Royal Ballers. Did not work for them as Marquise Gilbert over to Trent Anderson. Can't quite hang on. But Marquise Gilbert with some hustle gets that rebound, and the Originals maintain control. Oh, slick little backhand pass over to Lavoie Leggett. Not screwing around from three-point land. And that will extend the Originals' lead to 7. As we got 6:26 left in the first half. 40-33, Herkimer leads. As George Graham with the ball, he drives the lane. He's looking for an open man. Finds it in the form of Rodney Johnson. And he sinks the shot for 2. So 40-35.
Set up.
And here's Marquise Gilbert. At the top of the key, over to, well, Chris Gilks thought about that three-pointer, but the Royal Ballers were having none of that. They're like, no way. This guy, they're going to have the fire department up here pretty soon because he has been on fire from that three-point land. As the Royal Ballers take over, and here they come. That's Giovanni Brown. Turnover, though. Long outlet pass to Trent Adamson as he drives. Oh, he went for the dunk, but he was fouled on the way in. And he's going to go to the line for 2. So with 5:39 left in the first half, Herkimer is up 40-35, but they're going to have a chance to go up by as much as 7. With Trent Adamson at the line, he is 53% from the free throw line this year, but he's got a chance to increase that percentage right now. And there's the first one. There you go. So the lead is 6 now as Adamson sinks his first free throw. And it looks like Luke Van Slyke is coming back into the game. He's coming in for Terrence Nichols. There's a little shuffle down here. You want the big guy down low for the rebound. As Marquise Gilbert goes back out to the top of the key. 2 for 2 for Trent Adamson. As the Originals go back up by 7, 42-35, 5:35 left in the first half. And that was Rodney Johnson driving the key, and he is good for a layup. So Marquise Gilbert over to Lavoie Leggett. Well, he wanted that three-pointer. But he got it down low to Trent Adamson instead. A lot of action down underneath the hoop there. And the Royal Ballers come away with it. That's Johnson as he drives the lane again. Hard move in. Contact, but no fouls called. And it is going to be Herkimer Originals basketball. And there's the inbound to Chris Gilks. And he thought about driving the lane, but the Royal Ballers closed it off. He pulls up instead. Rebound, but that went off of Luke Van Slyke. And it looks like the Royal... No, the Royal Ballers touched that just as it was going out of bounds. So the Originals get a break there. Luke Van Slyke from inside the three-point line misses. Chris Gilks with the rebound, lays it in for 2. 7-point lead with 4:43 left in the first half. As Zach Scott down low takes a look around. Down underneath. Oh, there's a nice little pass there. As George Graham nails, I believe that was a three-pointer, and it was. It closes the gap to 4 points. As Lavoy Leggett brings the ball up the court. I believe that went off did not. Okay, I thought it might have gone off a Royal Baller foot, but I didn't have that good of a vantage point, so I will, of course, take the referee's word for it, as they had a much better view of the play than I did. All right, so Zach Scott, he pulls up. He's inside the three-point line, off the back of the rim and out. Trent Adamson with the rebound, and here comes Marquise Gilbert. Marquise Gilbert driving the lane. Oh, slick little pass. So they're going to call that a jump ball as Luke Van Slyke attempted to go up to the hoop. He wanted to foul, but the refs are going to, they're going to go with the jump ball instead. That means the possession arrow was at the Royal Ballers. They get the ball. They're down 4 with 4 minutes left in the first half. Oh, Giovanni Brown lost control of the ball, and there we go. Here come the Originals. Lavoy Leggett with the dunk. There was no doubt about that one, and that got the crowd into it. As the Originals now lead 46-40. With Giovanni Brown looking for anybody to pass it. Oh, a wide open underneath the hoop was George Graham as he lays it in for 2. 3:30 left in the first half. Originals lead 46-42. As Marquise Gilbert pulls up, they're going to look around and they're going to set up. It's like Trent Adams going to set a little bit of a pick there just to get his buddy some breathing room, but a steal right there by Graham. Long outlet pass tipped away by Gilks. Heads up play by Chris Gilks. Because I'll tell you what, if that got in, Giovanni Brown was all alone for a layup. And it looks like we're going to have a timeout. We're going to take a quick break to get a word from our sponsors, and we will be right back. Welcome back to Herkimer Originals basketball here as the players are still at the benches through the timeout here. So I started to tell you about the Rochester Royal Ballers story. Now, I don't know for sure if this is how they came up with their name, but I got a theory about it, right? So in 1923, the Rochester Royals were established as a basketball team, and they joined the NBA in 1945, and they won the NBA championship in 1951. From there, they moved to Cincinnati in 1957. And let's see, they moved to Kansas City in 1972 and changed their name to the Kings. And then in 1985, they moved to Sacramento, and they are today in the NBA as the Sacramento Kings. This is, of course, not the team that the Originals are playing tonight, but I thought that was an interesting little history lesson on the name, the Rochester Royals. So there you go. If you didn't know that, I guess you learn something new every day. And we are back to basketball as the Royal Ballers are inbounding right in front of us. And that's Zach Scott. And down low, I can't quite tell who's got it. That's Jason Hawks, gets his own rebound. Back out to Scott. Zach Scott drives the lane. Over to Giovanni Brown off the rim. George Graham down there for the rebound. Fast-paced action here as Giovanni Brown lays it in. All right, so we got a 2-point game here. As the seconds are ticking away here in the first half, we got 2:48 left. Chris Gilks looks to make his move. Pulls up, drops off to Luke Van Slyke, who tempted the three-pointer in and out, and the Royal Ballers take over, down 2. George Graham pulls up for the 3, just misses in and out, and there's a call down low. I couldn't quite see. Lavoy Leggett looks to be in a little discomfort down there. Yeah, so there's some contact down there. I don't the Rochester Royal Ballers are guilty of. So with 2:31 left, the Originals are up 2. And they have possession of the ball, and here comes Mr. 3-point, Chris Gilks. He's number 8, but I'll tell you tonight he should be 3 because he has just been amazing from the 3-point line. That's Trent Adamson. And that is down low, can't quite see. That's Chris Gilks, of course, right? With the spin move lay in, what a play. What a play. This has been Chris Gilks' night, I tell you. As he puts the Originals up 4 with 2:07 left. As the Ballers looking to set up here. That's Rodney Johnson. Down low to Hawks. That's Giovanni Brown for a 3-pointer. No go. Lavoie Leggett going way up there to get the rebound, and here come the Originals. Oh, a little fake. He even faked me out. I thought he was going down low. A little dump pass over to Chris Gilks. Nice play. And we play on. That's Luke Van Slyke down at the bottom of the key over to Chris Gilks for the 3-pointer. Oh, of course. You know, I should have just said he was going to make it anyway because why bother with a mystery? Not that guy. I don't think he's missed from 3-point land tonight. As the Originals go up by 7 with 1:23 left in the first half. A little LEU play, and it is good. As Rodney Johnson lays it in. It's a 5-point lead now. A little bit of pressure there from the Ballers. But Marquise Gilbert breaks it. He's going to drive the net himself. Off the glass and out. And the Royal Ballers end up with the rebound, but Lavoie Leggett with some pressure there. Contact and draws the foul. So Lavoie Leggett with a heads-up hustle play right there. The Originals maintain possession. We're going to have a timeout, so you know what that means? We're going to take a timeout too. We're going to have a quick word from our sponsors. We will be right back.
The name Herkimer Originals and its logo originated with the fact that Herkimer, New York was the origin of the game of basketball. Lambert Will was the inventor and drove the development of the rules. The first game on February 7th, 1891. The first rim and net knitted by Lambert Will's mother, and the first backboard in 1893. All from the village of Herkimer and the surrounding communities.
Check out the book Naismith, Basketball's Stolen Legacy, that proves that Lambert Will is the inventor of the game of basketball and that the village of Herkimer is the game's birthplace. Purchase your book today at Amazon.com.
Okay, so we are back with 1:04 left here in the first half. The Originals are up 51-46. Like I said, we have got a game here tonight, folks. But with the Originals up by 5, and I do believe they still have possession as Lavoie Leggett drew the foul there. So they got a chance to really put an exclamation on this lead that they've got. As they certainly want to go into halftime with momentum. So let's see, I believe that's going to be Lavoie that's going to be doing the inbounding. Can't quite see. Yeah, it is. My buddy Tanner here just confirmed it for me. So, oh, of course, Chris Gilks from 3. Oh, I think that was the first time he's missed from 3-point land. And here come the ball. Oh, boy, Giovanni Brown snuck in behind the defense, and he lays it in. All right, 3-point game as we are under a minute here. Marquise Gilbert looking to set it up. He's got Chris Gilks down low. Dumps off to Trent Adamson, who's wide open by the free throw line. Misses. Luke Van Slyke with the rebound. Put back, no go. And the Ballers come away with the rebound. 33 seconds left as they're driving the lane. In and out, put back by Brown, no go. Or by Johnson, I'm sorry. And here come the. So it looks like we don't have a differential here. So if the Originals want, they can play for the last shot. Or it looks like it might be a 0.2 second differential. But anyways, here's Chris Gilks. If you're going to do that, that's the guy you want having the ball. Marquise Gilbert rejected down low. 3 seconds left. One long-range shot at the end off the front of the rim. Oh, I think they're going to call a foul. Wow, they're going to call a foul. So hold the phone here. Zach Scott's going to the line. There's no clock, no time left on the clock. And that first free throw misses. And the second one misses, so he was fouled in the act of shooting, they said. And he misses all three, so there you go. All right, so we are now officially at halftime as the Herkimer Originals lead 51-48 over the Rochester Royal Ballers. We are going to take a break here for this halftime, but we will be back soon for the second half of this exciting American Basketball Association action. We'll see you in a few.
Let's face it, workspaces that truly work for professionals are spaces that are designed for more than just work. The idea of having both indoor and outdoor spaces for convening an impromptu meeting with a client, a team building session, or a milestone celebration with colleagues is a huge plus. At Rock City Center, we take business to the next level. Find out more. Visit rockcitycenter.com or call 315-823-2200.
Hey fans! Tell the world that you are here watching your Herkimer Originals. Your Herkimer Originals. Share your experiences. Connect with other fans and gain behind-the-scenes access to everything Herkimer Originals. For more information, visit herkimerogs.com, like us on Facebook, or follow us on Instagram or X.
The Herkimer Originals are part of the Herkimer 9 program that is focused on revitalizing the village of Herkimer and the Mohawk Valley region. Take a minute to check out their websites by visiting herkimer9.com and herkimer9.org to learn more and to get involved.
Check out the book Naismith, Basketball's Stolen Legacy, that proves that Lambert Will is the inventor of the game of basketball and that the village of Herkimer is the game's birthplace. Purchase your book today at Amazon.com.
Okay, we are back for the second half of this ABA basketball game here between the Herkimer Originals and the Rochester Royal Ballers. What a game we have had. This first half was so exciting with the Originals leading by 3. I got some stats here for us. Your Originals leading scorers are Chris Gilks with 19, Luke Van Slyke with 9, and Lavoy Leggett with 8. So I told you, Chris Gilks, he was just on fire from the three-point lines in that first half. So I was worried we might have to get a fire extinguisher or something to put him out because that's how hot he was. So he's going to be looking to carry that into the second half. As the clock's winding down here, the players are finishing up their warm-ups, and we're going to be back to basketball pretty soon here. There you go. And you know, I like how the backboard lights up too. That's so cool. That really is. And you know, before we get going too, I just want to give a shout out to all our crew here, our camera crew doing a great job. We got our statisticians down there keeping the books down there, doing an outstanding job. And, of course, we got our executive producer of the Creative Outpost and everything that we do, Dave Warner, out doing some stills. So, interestingly enough, Dave came to us a long time ago here from Austin, Texas. And you know what? This ABA, it's spread out all over the United States. And there's actually an ABA team in Austin. It's called the Austin Bats. I thought that was so interesting. So I'm going to have to ask Dave. Dave, what do you think of Bats, being from Austin? You know, so, you know, he's known in our circles as Dave the Save Warner from our hockey podcast, Dave Stitch Warner from our Herkimer, our Mohawk Valley Diamond Dogs baseball broadcast. We got to come up with a basketball name for him, you know. Maybe like I don't know. I always liked that game back in the 80s, Double Dribble. It was an awesome basketball game for all of you who remember awesome 80s Nintendo games. You couldn't beat Double Dribble, so I don't know. I'm just randomly babbling on here as we await the start of the game, which is coming up right now. There's Chris Gilks, the guy I just mentioned, over to Marquise Gilbert, and we are back to action. Gilbert looking for an open man. Lavoy Leggett breaking off. He's thinking 3. He's taking 3 off the back of the rim and out. So Lavoy had the right idea. He was wide open, and if you're wide open, you got that shot, you take it every single time. So here come the Royal Ballers led by Giovanni Brown. He's over by the three-point line. He's going to take a three-pointer himself. That's a little short. Trent Adamson with the rebound, and here we go. Chris Gilks over to Marquise Gilbert. Marquise Gilbert thought about it for a second. Now he's inside the three-point line, takes the shot, pulls up, no good. Chris Gilks with the rebound. He takes a shot and rolls out. Trent Adamson battling off a Rochester Royal Baller, and the Originals maintain possession. So that's going to be Gilks doing the inbounding underneath the hoop. Over to Adamson. Adamson looking to make his move. He's being guarded by Jason Hawks, and there's a turnover. Here come the Royal Ballers. There's Giovanni Brown underneath the basket. Goes over to Breeze Williams, and that's intercepted by Trent Adamson. The Ballers have got 2 back, but it doesn't matter. They fouled Adamson on the way in. Smart move by Trent Adamson to go right to the hoop and draw the foul like that. It's a blocking call. So the Originals will maintain possession. And Gilks inbounding from underneath the hoop over to Adamson. Adamson looking over his options. He's got Marquise Gilbert at the top, which he goes to. So it's a little bit of a pick there, creating a little bit of room. Marquise surrounded by Rochester Royal Ballers over to Lavoy Leggett. Lavoy looking to make his move, drives the hoop, just does not fall. And the Ballers come up with it, and they are now across the half-court line. There's George Graham. George Graham driving the hoop. Off the glass and in. It's a 1-point game now, 51-50. Luke Van Slyke misses from way out, and the Ballers now with a chance to take the lead. Graham driving to the net. There was contact below, and they're going to call it on Gilks. I can tell you right now, Coach Waller is not happy in front of the bench here. He's rather upset with the way the officiating's been going here so far. And now that's George Graham with a lay-in, and Rochester regains the lead 52-51 with 10:08 left here in the third quarter. As Marquise Gilbert looking over his options. Being defended there by, tell who that is. That's Marquise. He was bumped there. There's definitely contact there. And that is going to get called. So a very intense game here so far. Needless to say, tempers have run a little high at times. Action has been outstanding, as it usually is when it involves the American Basketball Association. Oh, that was like a game of ping pong underneath the hoop there. And they're going to say it's Rochester ball. So, okay, play on. Giovanni Brown brings the ball up the court. Rochester holding a 1-point lead, weaving his way through a left-hand lay-in, and he just extended Rochester's lead to 3. 9:41 left, 54-51. Originals are down. Gilbert working around to Trent Adamson. Trent's at the top of the three-point line. He drives in, contact made, and it looks like that's going to be a shooting foul, so he's going to go to the line. He made both of his free throws last time he was there, so the Originals are hoping he continues that trend because they are now down 3 and they need points. And here's the first one, rolls around the rim and falls. So it's now 54-52. There's 9:27 left in the third quarter. Like I said, this has been an intense game. This really has. And this is why, they have that saying, you don't judge a book by its cover. As Trent Adamson sinks both of them to bring the Originals within 1. I know the Royal Ballers came in here 1-5, but you play the games, and this is what we got. Phenomenal action going on here. As Giovanni Brown makes his move into the key, and left-hand lay-in falls. So Rochester regains his 3-point lead. Marquise Gilbert into Lavoy Leggett. Makes his move, and it falls. That was a power move by Lavoy Leggett right there. So he brings the Originals within 1. Some half-court pressure there from the Originals, maybe trying to break up this momentum here that Rochester's established. Rebound put back by Rodney Johnson. 58-55 Rochester with 8:40 left in the third quarter. Marquise Gilbert going to drive the lane. Little backhand lay-in, contact going in, but no call. And the Originals are back within 1. Chris Gilks almost had the steal on George Graham. Instead, he kicks it out. And that's Zach Scott with a lay-in. So 3-point lead still for Rochester. As Marquise Gilbert, things are looking to set up here just to kind of slow things down, get things back under control. Trent Adamson at the top of the key. He drives in, 3 ballers around him, blocked, and here come the ballers. Nice move by Graham there. That's going to be a charge. That is a charge. Chris Gilks firmly establishing his position, did not move, draws the foul. So nice defensive play there by Gilks. It's 60-57. Rochester leading with 7:56 left. It looks like we're going to go to a commercial break here, so we will be right back.
Visit My Little Falls and stay connected with the latest news, information, and events in the city and the area. Our mission is to generate interest in the community and connect residents in a more meaningful way by facilitating deeper conversations about how these stories will shape the future of the Mohawk Valley. Join thousands of weekly visitors who stay up to date with feature stories, interviews, videos, our event calendar, and print publication, the Mohawk Valley Express. It's about timely local news for the community, keeping citizens informed about important issues, telling about the people who live and work here, and giving locally owned businesses the opportunity to reach a very targeted audience of locals and tourists alike. It's a whole new form of media-rich content developed specifically for today's mobile lifestyle and listeners. You can download our iOS app in the iTunes Store, listen to our country music streaming radio station, or sign up for a weekly newsletter. Stop by today at mylittlefalls.com. You'll be glad you did.
Okay, we are back here. at the Herkimer College gym, where the Originals are down 60-57 to the Rochester Royal Ballers. But I'll tell you what, every time I hear that My Little Falls commercial, which is now rebranded to the Daily Post.Digital, that music just gets me going. Perhaps we should have that going over the loudspeakers, get everybody fired up, because it always reminds me of Rocky music. Anyways, the Originals now in the Royal Ballers' end. It's Marquise Gilbert, missed pass for Trent Adamson. Ooh, that was picked up by Zach Scott. Went for the hard jam, bounced it off the back of the rim. Giovanni Brown had it tipped away. Rochester's going to maintain possession. Like I said, this has been an intense game right from the start here. And I'll tell you what, the second half is not disappointing so far at all. So inbound there for the Royal Ballers, in and out, and Luke Van Slyke with the rebound. As Chris Gilks brings it up, and he looks to set up. Down low for Trent Adamson. Trent's looking to make his move off the backboard and in. Was he fouled on the way in? He did. He was fouled, so there you go. I know the Rochester bench is not happy with the officiating either, so the refs are having kind of a tough night here, getting an earful from both coaches. But regardless, the Originals are now within one. With Trent Adamson at the free throw line, they could tie it here with 7:18 left in the third quarter. And there it is, good as gold, and we're tied. Tied at 60. And now the Originals are turning on that full court pressure that they're known for. Rochester breaks it. With a lot of hustle, the Originals get back. That's been their calling card all season, hustle and pressure. So all the way across the court. Ooh, that did not work. The referee wasn't quite expecting the ball there, so fortunately did not get hurt. Bounced off his shoulder. Anyways, Lavoie Leggett with a strong drive to the hoop. Rebound picked up, cleaned up by Luke Van Slyke. And it looks like we got a player down underneath the hoop. Let's see if we can see who that is here. It's Zach Scott. Fortunately, he's up, he's walking, so it's good that he's all right. He's all right, so we'll grabbing towards his clavicle, so I couldn't quite see what happened down there, but as I said, we're glad he's up and walking. So the Originals now have a 62-60 lead, and here comes that full court pressure that they are known for. And yeah, it looks like George Graham drew a foul there. I do believe they're going to call it on Josh Ernst as he reached in there. Graham was picking up a little bit of a head of steam. So regardless, the Royal Ballers keep possession. At the top of the key, Rodney Johnson looking all over. Finds Zach Scott, who stays in the game. He was fouled on the way in, so he's going to go to the line for two. With his chance to tie it up here for the Royal Ballers. Like, this has been back and forth. This has been a battle. This really has. So first free throw is good. So it's a 1-point lead now for the Originals, and that lead hanging on precariously. And no longer, it's now tied at 62 as Zach Scott sinks both of his free throws. And George Graham doing a little bit of pressure down low. Marquise Brown breaks it, or Gilbert, I'm sorry, breaks it. And there's Luke Van Slyke over to Trent Adamson, and he lays it in for two. A lot of pressure going on right now. The Ballers do break it. It's Giovanni Brown over to Scott, down low to Johnson. Back over to Scott, moving it all around here. Giovanni Brown has it back. He's looking to make his move. He does. He drives the lane, lays it up, and no go. It bounced off the rim about 3 times and fell out. Now here come the Originals. Gilks with a hard pass down low to Ernst. He drives the hoop. No go. Gets his own rebound. And contact is made on the block attempt. That's going to be a foul on Breeze Williams, so Ernst is going to go to the line for two. 2-point lead here for the home team with 5:49 left in the third quarter. Josh Ernst looking to extend his team's lead. And that's good. First free throw is good, so now it's 65-62. They have a couple of substitutions here. Chris Gilks is going to get a little bit of a rest as Terrence Nichols comes in. Let's see, and for the Royal Ballers, looks like Amos Williams has come into the game. And Ernst sinks both of them. So there you go. 4-point lead now for Herkimer as they back out of that full court press that they were doing a little bit earlier. Setting up down low on defense. Ball almost got away from Rodney Johnson, but he recovered his own. And the Royal Ballers get it back from the top of the key. Zach Scott for two, and it's a 2-point lead once again. Herkimer Originals lead with 5:25 left in the third quarter. Marquise Gilbert looking around, looking for an open man. And he finds him in the form of Luke Van Slyke at the top of the key, and they're going to call a travel. Calling a travel on the big guy. And the Ballers take over. Whoa, Terrence Nichols was thinking interception all the way. In football terms, he was thinking pick six. Regardless, Giovanni Brown brings the ball over half court. He's at the top of the three-point line. Over to Rodney Johnson. Rodney Johnson takes a look around. He's at the top of the key, kicks it over to Brown. Brown down along the baseline, passes over to, whoa, geez, there's a lot of movement here from Zach Scott in, and he floats a one-hander in. We are tied at 66 with 4:47 left in the third quarter. Luke Van Slyke back over to Trent Adamson. Ball was stolen. Originals wanted to call, and he didn't get it. That's Giovanni Brown wide open down the corner, no go. But the Royal Ballers get the rebound back and reset the shot clock in the process. Amos Williams, and that is no good. Luke Van Slyke with the rebound, and here come the Originals. There's Terrence Nichols. Terrence Nichols looking around. He finds Ernst down in the paint. Drives in off the backboard. Trent Adams with a hard rebound and puts it back for two. Herkimer leads 68-66, 4 minutes left in the third quarter. As the Royal Ballers enter the original zone. And it looks like we're going to have a substitution for the Originals on the next whistle as Chris Gilks is right here in front of our scorer's table. And there's that whistle they were looking for. So Chris Gilks comes into the game. And I think we're going to have a timeout here, it looks like. So with that timeout, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we will be right back.
Tonight's third quarter is being sponsored by the Herkimer Diamond Mines in KOA. Fans, have you ever dug for diamonds? Well, if you haven't, then you're in luck. Just a few miles from here, we have the Herkimer Diamond Mines KOA. Their diamonds are beautiful, fun to find, and the whole family can dig for them. The diamonds, which are actually quartz crystals, were faceted by nature 500 million years ago. At Herkimer Diamond Mines, KOA guests experience upstate New York's largest jewelry store, museum, a fossil and gemstone area, and can even stay in themed cottages and lodges. Take a trip over to the Herkimer Diamond Mines KOA this spring and summer, and tell them your Herkimer Originals sent you.
Okay, so we are going from Herkimer Diamonds to Herkimer Originals as we are back in action here with 3:43 left in the third quarter. The Originals hanging on to a 2-point lead to the visiting Rochester Royal Ballers. And like I've said time and time and again, this has been one intense, exciting game. As it looks like the Originals are drawing up a few plays on their bench here as they're looking to, they want to get some distance here because, like I said, this game has been back and forth. A tight game, like I said, 2 points. So we are back to action here pretty soon, looks like. As the players take their place, and here we go. We are back to basketball. Terrence Nichols bringing the ball up the court as he crosses half court and then looking to set up. Over to Trent Adams. Lavoy Leggett was open, and then he covered, but he drives the lane anyways. Ooh, boy, they went in hard against each other. Ooh, boy, I hope Lavoy's okay because he went down hard on the floor. And he's helped up by an Original and a Royal Baller. Yeah, that's the intensity of American Basketball Association basketball, I'll tell you that. These guys want to win, and they want to win no matter what. So here come the Royal Ballers as they gain possession of the ball. And this is Giovanni Brown over to Rodney Johnson. Down low, hard to tell who that is. Got a lot of traffic in front of me here. Anyways, that's a long-range shot from Rodney Johnson. That's 3 points, so the Royal Ballers regain the lead. Chris Wilkes thought about driving the hoop. He's in now. Scrambled down on the floor. Coach Weller adamantly calling the timeout here as he really wanted to make sure that referees knew it. So we got some discussion going on here as the Royal Ballers have a 1-point lead. They now have possession as they bring the ball up the court. And that's Giovanni Brown. He's looking for an open guy down low, which he finds in the form of Zach Scott, who sinks it from the free throw line. 71-68, Rochester leads with 2:45 left in the third quarter. As Chris Giltz looks, he's directed traffic out there. They got the play set. They know what they want to do. Back over to Terrence Nichols for a three-pointer off the front of the rim. Hard rebound by Trent Adamson. He bullies his way back through, in and out, gets his own rebound once again. He's not going to be denied, and that falls for 2. It's now a 1-point lead for Rochester. Back and forth, intense action here. You gotta love it. This is what you want to see. As Giovanni Brown thought about the three-pointer, changed his mind, went over to Zach Scott. Zach Scott looking to make his move. He wants to shoot the ball in the worst way, but he had nothing open. Amos Williams, great defense here by the Originals. Long range, Amos Williams, no go. Lavoy Leggett with the rebound, and here come the Originals. Chris Gilks looking for the shot, had nothing there. Over to Lavoy Leggett from inside the three-point line, in and out, rebound by Zach Scott. Rochester maintains possession. Pressure here by Chris Gilks, trying to get a turnover in vain, did not go. As Zach Scott brings the ball back up the court. Whoa, Terrence Nichols once again thinking pick 6. And instead, that is a three-pointer down low. I believe that was Rodney Johnson. Rochester now with their biggest lead of the night, 74-70, 1:20 left here in the third quarter. Down low to Trent Adamson, who's looking around, drives in for the easy lane, in and out, does not fall. A lot of intense action going on down there. It's going to be a jump ball. All right, that's good. You know, you want to see intense play, but you also see a lot of great sportsmanship down there, and that's exactly what you want to see. So the Originals maintain possession. Van Slyke's back in. Trent Adamson's going to get a well-deserved break because, I mean, he's been playing his heart out, as have all the Originals. So we got a really animated discussion going on here. Okay, yeah, there was a little who's going to cover who here. So, all right, so the Originals inbound from the baseline. That's Terrence Nichols over to Luke Van Slyke, and he's going to get called for the travel. So Rochester will take control back of the basketball. 74-70, 1:04 left in the third quarter. And here they come in the form of Giovanni Brown. As he brings the ball across half court, looking to make his move. Being guarded by Terrence Nichols. Oh, they ran into each other. Ernst and Nichols kind of collided, opening it up for Giovanni Brown, who laid in a layup. 76-70 now. Oh, that's a turnover. Rejected by Chris Gilks, but it went out of bounds. So it looks like Rochester's going to maintain control, and they now have a 76-70 lead with 36.6 seconds left here in the third quarter. Way more. I thought Tanner was going to have to put his football skills to work there because, and I'm sure that, you know, he would have probably done the touchdown celebration too, spiked the ball here, and but he didn't. He didn't. They kept the ball in play, thank goodness. And now the Originals have control of the ball. 32.1 seconds left here in the third quarter. They're down 6. They got to get going here. So that's the big guy, Luke Van Slyke. And they're going to call another travel. And Coach Weller is not happy with the officials with these traveling calls, I'll tell you that. All right, so there is no shot clock as the Ballers can play for the last shot of the quarter. 10 seconds left. They're taking their time getting set up. As there's Rodney Johnson, and I think they're going to call a foul. And they are. They're calling it on Luke Van Slyke with 3.3 seconds left. It was not a shooting foul. And nobody's in the bonus, so nonetheless, Rochester will maintain control. They got 3.3 seconds to get a shot off. And they're going to take it right there. And Johnson, the long-range shot does not go. So we're at the end of the third quarter with the Originals down 76-70. We're going to take a quick break. We will be right back.
Planning meals, staying on budget, and keeping everyone fed? Don't worry, you've got this in the bag. With My Hannaford Rewards, great store brands, and weekly deals, you'll save big every time you shop. Hannaford Supermarkets.
Hey fans, tell the world that you are here watching your Herkimer Originals. Your Herkimer Originals. Share your experiences. Connect with other fans and gain behind-the-scenes access to everything Herkimer Originals. For more information, visit herkimerogs.com, like us on Facebook, or follow us on Instagram or X.
Okay, so we are back for the fourth quarter here where the Originals are down 76-70 to the Rochester Royal Ballers in what has been an intense back-and-forth game. Heard some discussion overheard over here up at the scorer's table that Lavoy Leggett's got 5 fouls, so he's got to be careful because the Originals certainly do not need him to be out of the game. He is just a driving force every game he plays for the Originals, so a key piece to what they do. And we are underway here as the Royal Ballers have possession. That's Giovanni Brown. He drives the lane and lays a left-handed floater in, 78-70. Marquise Gilbert looks around. Chris Gilks from three-point land, in and out, does not fall. And the Rochester Royal Ballers with a rebound, and here comes Giovanni Brown. Down, oh boy, that was a circus shot. Nonetheless, Amos Williams drops it, making it look easy. And Rochester is now up by 10, 80-70 with 11:16 left in this game. I tell you, the Originals have really got to get something cooking here. Gilks looks around, down low to, looks like Luke Van Slyke, off the inside of the rim and out. Rochester with the rebound. And here they come again, Zach Scott. Pulls up for the jumper, off the front of the rim, rebound by Marquise Gilbert, and here come the Originals. Over to Lavoy Leggett for the three-pointer. In and out, put back by Luke Van Slyke, just does not fall. It's like there was an invisible hand in that room, in that hoop. Nonetheless, Lavoy Leggett with the rebound put back, and it falls out, but he's going to go to the line for 2. It was, I tell you, watching that putback by Luke Van Slyke, it was like there was a ghost there. It's so sometimes, you get the breaks and sometimes you don't. But still a lot of time left here for the Originals. 10:38 left in the game. They're down 10, but Lavoy Leggett's at the line, and it looks like he's going to get 2 free throws. Lavoy came into this game shooting 79% from the free throw line, so. And it's going to improve right there as he sinks his first one. Well, got some strategizing here going on amongst the Royal Ballers here. In and out. And Slyke with the putback, and he was fouled on the way back up, so the Originals are going to get 2 more free throws. So, there was an old Aerosmith song. It was called Chip Away the Stone. Well, that's exactly what the Originals are going to have to do here is they are down 9, but they're going to get 2 free throws from Luke Van Slyke as they look to continue to claw back into this game. 10:36 left in the game. First free throw is good. It's now an 8-point deficit for the Originals. As Luke's teammates come over to congratulate him on that first free throw. And good as gold on the second one. 7-point lead now for Rochester as they have possession, and here they come. Rodney Johnson driving down the baseline, tries to get the backhand lay in, does not go. Lavoy Leggett with the rebound, and here come the Originals. Marquise Gilbert tracks down the pass from Lavoy Leggett. He looks around there. Oh, Lavoy was wide open down on the baseline, but he had his back turned, so he couldn't quite see him. Luke Van Slyke thinking about the three-pointer. Said the big guy drives the lane, lays it in, and now there you go. A 5-point run here for the Originals has them within 5 points, 80-75. 10 minutes left in the game. Marquise Gilbert giving some pressure there. However, the Ballers have no problem getting it across half court. Here's Jason Hawks. As Hawks over to Zach Scott. Zach Scott looking for the open shot. Turns around, floats it up there, in and out. Lavoy Leggett with another rebound. And here come the Originals. This is what they needed right here. Make a couple stops, get some momentum going. Marquise Gilbert at the top of the three-point line. Chris Gokes thought about it. Lavoy Leggett down low to Trent Adamson. Adamson up and in, and here we go. The Originals are within 3, a 7-0 run here. 9:23 left in the game, 80-77. As Zach Scott brings the ball into the Original zone. He thought about driving the lane. There he does, spins and floats a right-hand floater in. 82-77, Rochester leads. Here comes Marquise Gilbert. Down low, he's looking for Trent Adamson, who would establish control, but Adamson saying that the pass was tipped on the way in. The officials say otherwise, and it's going to be Rochester's ball. So here we go, 9:03 left in the fourth quarter, 82-77, Rochester leads. And George Graham brings the ball up the court. Graham down low to Rodney Johnson, who goes back over across to Jason Hawks, who misses the three-pointer. Travel is on Lavoy Leggett. Okay, that's their call, and so it means Rochester's going to maintain control here down in the Originals' end. Or I'm sorry, in their end. So the Originals are going to do everything they can to create a turnover here to try to break this momentum. Graham spinning, missing, and the Originals come up with the rebound. There's Chris Gilks. Graham trying to pressure him a little bit to no go. Josh Ernst. Up and over, no go. It comes back out. Rebound to the Ballers, and here they come. George Graham driving the lane. Right hand lay in, no go. He falls to the court. I hope he's okay. As Ernst gets down into the Baller zone, Gilks over to Gilbert. Gilbert for a three-pointer, and good. 2-point lead now for the Rochester Royal Ballers. They were up by 10. 8:09 left in the fourth quarter. The momentum has been all Originals over these past few minutes. However, that left-hand lay-in with the foul will certainly help Rochester's cause, as Giovanni Brown is going to go to the line to try to complete the three-point play. Exactly 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter. And like I said, Brown's going to get one free throw. And it's up. And no good. It bounces back out. So the Originals get a break there. Gilks up by the three-point line. Down low to Ernst. Ernst spinning, looking, and a turnover. Pass is intercepted. And a missed pass there by Rochester means the ball will go back to the Originals. And it looks like we're going to have a timeout here, so that means we're going to have a timeout, and we will be right back.
Tonight's fourth quarter is being sponsored by Hindsight Vineyards. Hindsight Vineyards represents an ambitious dream set in motion a decade ago to create world-class, yet reasonably priced Napa Valley wines. As a small boutique wine producer, they strive to create sustainably produced, handcrafted, extraordinary wines at a reasonable price. They believe all wine lovers should have the opportunity to experience Napa Valley's finest wines without breaking the bank. Visit their website at hindsightwines.com and let them know your Herkimer Originals sent you.
Okay, so this fourth quarter, like they said, is being brought to you by Hindsight Wines. In the meantime, this fourth quarter has been extremely exciting. A lot of back and forth action with the Originals building some momentum here, but they are down by 4 with 7:47 left in the fourth quarter. And the Originals will have possession as they take out underneath their hoop. Marquise Gilbert takes the ball, and here we go. Gilbert approaching the three-point line, looking to make his move, looking for somebody to pass to. And he found Luke Van Slyke wide open for a three-pointer off inside of the rim and out. A scramble for the rebound. The Ballers come up with it. As Graham over to Brown. Brown inside the three-point line for the jumper. Misses out, and there you go. Trent Adamson with another rebound. Nice spin move by Marquise Gilbert to get away from the pressure of Graham. And the Originals are in business. Gilks from three-point land, in and out off the back of the rim. Luke Van Slyke fighting for the rebound. Gilks at the top of the three-point line. Well, he thought about it again. Instead, Adamson from the top of the key misses off the front of the rim, and the Ballers come away with the rebound. That's Rodney Johnson out near the edge of the three-point line, looking to make a play. Pulls up for the jumper, and it's good. That's a two-pointer. And the Rochester Royal Ballers go up by 6, 86-80, 6:44 left here in the fourth quarter. As Marquise Gilbert brings the ball up. He's looking around for them. Of course, there he is, Chris Gilks, who has just been outstanding this game. Trent Adamson drives with a backhand layup, but there was a whistle. Looks like there's... So it looks like there was a... So the call was on Rochester. Yeah, it looks like Breeze Williams perhaps fouled out. It's hard to tell. We don't have the exact fouls. I heard the discussion around the table here. So at any rate, Trent Adamson just kind of backhand flurry, gets his rebound and puts it back. 4-point deficit now for the Originals. They have clawed back from being down 10. 6:11 left here in the fourth quarter. 86-82, Rochester leads. As George Graham looking to make his move, being defended by Gilbert. And they're gonna get Gilbert for the foul. It's gonna be a reach in. Yeah, I tell you, Coach Waller is extremely frustrated so far today with this officiating because he just can't seem to get a break. But hey, we got to play on here. All right, so that's George Graham. He drives the net, rejected down low by Marquise Gilbert, and it's going to be Herkimer's ball. That is a spark plug play right there by Marquise Gilbert. And speaking of Marquise, he's got the ball. And they're going to call George Graham for the reach in as the Originals maintain possession. And Gilbert and Graham battling each other most of this game. As Gilks drives the lane, he's fouled on the way in. I hope he's okay. He hit the floor pretty hard. Yeah, he's okay. He got up. All right. So he's going to get 2 free throws for his efforts because he was most certainly in the act of shooting here with 5:42 left in the fourth quarter. It's a 4-point deficit for the Originals, but Gilks is looking to cut into that right here from the free throw line, and he does by making his first one. And Chris Gilks sinks both of his free throws. It's a 2-point game now. As Rochester brings the ball up, Rodney Johnson, he's driving the lane hard. And they said he was fouled on the way in. So while the shot did not fall, Rodney Johnson's going to get 2 free throws. All right, so 5:35 left here in the fourth quarter. Rodney Johnson's at the free throw line, sinks his first one, and his second one, I'm sorry. So it's 89-84 now. That light might have been, it's hard for me to tell from over this point here, so. Luke Van Slyke turns, spins, and does not fall. Rochester with the rebound. There's more pressure here from Herkimer, looking to create that turnover. As Giovanni Brown at the top of the three-point line, in, out, makes his move, and he sinks the jumper. 5 minutes left in this fourth quarter. Rochester is up by 7, 91-84. Gilbert into Trent Adamson. Trent's looking over his options and what he can do. He turns, spins, shoots, and it falls for two. 4:40 left here. Gilbert on Giovanni Brown. As the Herkimer bench trying to get their team fired up here. That look. So it's hard to tell exactly what the call was, whether it was a travel or a double dribble, because we had a lot of traffic in front of us. It doesn't matter because the Originals got the ball. 91-86, 4:26 left in the fourth quarter. As Chris Gilks drives into the lane, over to Trent Adamson. Trent, a lot of pressure. Ooh, and they're going to call the contact there. Rochester not happy about the call. So we got 4:20 left here. It's a 5-point game. The Originals have possession of the ball underneath the Rochester hoop. So here we go. We're getting down to the wire here. And as Trent Adamson takes the ball, hands over Chris Gilks from three-point. There he is. Yeah, that three-point shot of Chris Gilks. It has been just consistently on point tonight, and he brings the Originals within two. 91-89, 4:04 left in the fourth quarter. Rochester leads, and they have the ball. Johnson from way downtown does not fall. Trent Adamson with the rebound, and now the Originals have a chance to tie or take the lead. Gilbert over to Van Slyke for the layup. Falls. Oh, the big guy just did not see that it fell at him. And now we got some real animated discussion here going on down low. Let's see what the call is. It's going to be Herkimer's ball. Yeah, and I think there it is. There's the media timeout. So you know what that means, folks. We're the media, and we're going to take a timeout. We'll be right back.
If I knew then what I know now, what would I do differently, right? Probably not much.
Hindsight is about nostalgia. Hindsight is 2020, and it's what you could have done, what you might have done, perhaps what you should have done.
With those you love, or with just friends, or people that you barely know and you're getting to know.
The Herkimer Originals are part of the Herkimer 9 program that is focused on revitalizing the village of Herkimer and the Mohawk Valley region. Take a minute to check out their websites by visiting herkimer9.com and herkimer9.org to learn more and to get involved.
Okay, we are back. 2 points separate these two teams, with Rochester leading 91-89, 3:46 left in the fourth quarter. The Originals have possession of the ball underneath the Rochester hoop, and here we go. Oh, miscommunication right there led to a turnover. And Giovanni Brown pulls up for the floater, misses. Chris Gilks with the rebound. And here we go, Marquise Gilbert. He's looking to drive down the side, pulls up for the three-pointer, and no go. I think it was partially tipped on the way in. Gilbert, however, gets the rebound, lays it in for the tie ball game. We are knotted at 91. What a game so far. 3:20 left in the fourth quarter. As the Originals have battled back here in this game. They were down 10 at one point. However, George Graham lays one in, and it's now 93-91 Rochester. Marquise Gilbert brings the ball up. He's being defended by George Graham. Gilbert looking for the open lane. Thinks he has one. And they're going to call the travel there. There wasn't much room for Gilbert to work with, and he And they ended up calling a travel. So, with a 2-point lead, the Rochester Royal Ballers bring the ball, of course, their cross half court. There's Giovanni Brown. Giovanni Brown with a backhand layup does not go. Trent Adamson with the rebound. Over to Chris Gilkson. Here they come. And the ball went off George Graham's foot. That means the Originals maintain possession. They're taking it out right here in front of the scorer's table. So we're getting some of the statistics straightened out here. Are we going to have another timeout here? It kind of looks that way, doesn't it? Okay, so we're going to take another break here. 2:37 left. Originals down 2.
Hey fans, tell the world that you are here watching your Herkimer Originals. Your Herkimer Originals. Share your experiences. Connect with other fans and gain behind-the-scenes access to everything Herkimer Originals. For more information, visit herkimerogs.com, like us on Facebook, or follow us on Instagram or X.
All right, we are back in action here. 2:37 left. With the Originals down 2, Rochester leading 93-91. The Originals have possession in the Rochester end as Marquise Gilbert will be taking the ball out right here in front of us. It doesn't get up any more up close and personal than this, folks. Trent Adamson down low looking to make his move. He does. Off the front of the rim, a battle for the rebound. Rochester comes away with it. And they control the ball as Rodney Johnson brings the ball across half court. He drives the lane with a slam dunk. 95-91, Rochester leading, 2:15 left. Lavoy Leggett bringing the ball down the court. A pick there by Trent Adamson opens up some space. And they're going to call the block. Or no, they're going to call a charge there. Okay, so it's going to be, that was a charge on the Originals. Rochester maintains control here. 2 minutes left in this fourth quarter. They lead by 4, 95-91. And that's George Graham. The Royal Ballers are content to take their time now. Jump shot by Graham, and that drops for 2. And 97-91 now, Rochester leading, 1:42 left. As the Originals need some points in a hurry. They're going to be calling the foul here on Rochester. And the Originals will maintain possession in the Rochester end. No, they're actually, it was in the bonus, so Marquise Gilbert's going to go to the line here. Is that red light? Well, there you go. Free throw number 1 falls. So 97-92 with 1:35 left. And in and out is the second one. Originals come away with the rebound, though. Gilbert over to Leggett. Leggett into the lane, and the putback does not go. Trent Adamson regains control off the front of the Lavoy. Leggett puts back, and it goes. 97-94, 3-point game with 1:18 left. A foul has been called on the Originals. And I was looking at the clock when the foul happened here. So at any rate, Rochester maintains control. And Rodney Johnson, who had a big slam dunk just a few seconds ago, has the ball. That's Giovanni Brown into the paint, pulls back, pulls up for the jumper, in and out. Luke Van Slyke with the rebound. 3-point game here. 1 minute left in the fourth quarter. Originals have the ball. All right, Herkimer has called a timeout. We are going to take another quick commercial break, and we're going to play you the halftime commercial because we missed that at the half. So we will be right back.
Tonight's halftime is being sponsored by Rock City Center in Little Falls. It's work reinvented with your social life in mind. Isn't it time to bridge the gap between the isolation of working from home and the long commutes to cramped urban headquarters? Why not consider a neighborhood flex space community for your optimal work-life balance in a picturesque small city filled with parks, arts and culture, great restaurants, a vibrant downtown, rock climbing, and numerous water activities along the Erie Canal? All within walking biking distance from Rock City Center. Visit them today at rockcitycenter.com.
Okay, we are back, folks. What a game so far. 59.5 seconds left in the fourth quarter. The Rochester Royal Ballers are leading the Herkimer Originals by 3 points. However, Herkimer has the ball, and they will be taken out in the Rochester end. Marquise Gilbert looking for an open guy. There it is right there. And Luke Van Slyke, the big guy's got the ball. Hands back to Gilbert. Gilbert looking for an open man to pass to. Makes his move into the key. Here we go. Blocks, but the ball goes out of bounds, and it's going to be Herkimer's ball, I believe. And it is. Okay. So Marquise takes out at the baseline this time. And that is off. Yeah, that's Rodney Johnson looking for the steal, but he just couldn't handle it, and it went out of bounds. 48.9 seconds left. Herkimer maintains possession. Chris Gilks with a very athletic play to come down with that pass. Over to Luke Van Slyke. There's a three-point attempt, in and out. Oh, and Rochester comes up with the rebound. And the Royal Ballers call timeout. 38.4 seconds. What a game so far. I got to tell you, what a game. So with this timeout, we're going to take one more commercial break. We will be right back.
Fans, don't forget that your Herkimer Originals are back home on February 1st to take on the Springfield 413 Elite at Herkimer College. Game time is 7 p.m. Please spread the word, and we hope to see you all back on February 1st. For tickets and more information, visit herkimerogs.com.
Spread the word indeed, because this Herkimer Originals basketball is something else. So exciting, just nonstop action. You know, from buzzer to buzzer, really. I mean, you just can't get any better than this. So, at any rate, speaking of excitement, 38.4 seconds left in this fourth quarter. The Originals are down 97-94 here to the Rochester Royal Ballers, this has just been a back and forth battle all game. It seems like every time one team gets the lead, the other one just claws right back. You know, for instance, Herkimer was down at 10 points at one point in this quarter, and they've come back to at least get this into 3. Rochester will have possession, as Herkimer is going to be pressing, looking to get that turnover. And here we go. Terrence Nichols doing his best to keep preventing the inbound. Here's Johnson. Johnson's been a force in this fourth quarter. Over to George Graham. George Graham taking his time, driving the lane, looking for the shot. He's got nothing. Over to Johnson. Johnson looking for his shot. All right, there it is. 19.4 seconds left, and here come the Originals. They need 3. Oh! A misfire on the pass. It goes out of bounds. All right, and I think Rochester's going to call a timeout. And they are. Okay, 13.5 seconds left here. We're going to go to one more commercial break, and we will be right back.
Let's face it, workspaces that truly work for professionals are spaces that are designed for more than just work. The idea of having both indoor and outdoor spaces for convening an impromptu meeting with a client, a team building session, or a milestone celebration with colleagues is a huge plus. At Rock City Center, we take business to the next level. Find out more. Visit rockcitycenter.com or call 315-823-2200.
Okay, we are back at Herkimer College. Jim here for the exciting conclusion of this American Basketball Association matchup between the Herkimer Originals and the Rochester Royal Ballers. Rochester leading 97-94. They will have possession when we get action going here, which will be momentarily. As a misfire there by the Originals on a pass, trying to get into three-point land to tie this game up. Did not go as well as they planned, but they got 13.5 seconds to rectify that situation. And here we go. Graham looks for the inbound. He does get the inbound. There's a foul. If you're the Originals, you have to do that. Try to maintain as much of that clock as you can and hope for the best at the free throw line as Giovanni Brown's going to go to the line. With Rochester up by 3. Like I said, 11.9 seconds left here, so there's still time, but not much. As Brown sinks the first one, that hurts. That one hurts, but like I said, you still got time here. You still can make something happen. And Brown's second free throw attempt is good. So Rochester with a 5-point lead here, 11.9 seconds left. They're full court pressing. There's Terrence Nichols from 3, out, no good. Trent Adamson puts the rebound back, does not fall. The rebound does fall. That was 2 points and too little too late. As the Herkimer Originals have fallen to the Rochester Royal Ballers here, 99-96. And what was one heck of a ball game between these two ball clubs, I tell you. A lot of credit to give to both teams as they played their hearts out tonight. And I tell you, if you were watching this game either on our live stream or here live in the gym, you really appreciate the effort by these guys because this was just one great game. At any rate, that is going to do it for us. Next week, the Originals go on the road to Saratoga. That's going to be January 25th. And then they come back home for the month of February. They play right here at Herkimer Gym February 1st, February 8th, February 15th, and February 22nd to close out the regular season. Make sure you're checking out HerkimerOGs.com for all the latest about the Herkimer Originals. I'm Scott Kimball. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.